Hi guys! So after the live stream, there's been a lot of stuff being dropped on Honkai Star Rail here. So I just want to go over it very, very quick. Because how high people were about the lighter trailer, seems like they hit them pretty good. Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of people have been loving him. So what I want to check out here, actually, is just that we've had some information regarding the characters that were shown during the live stream, right? And so obviously we know that Sunday is coming, we know that Fugue is coming, but more specifically for the 3.0 live stream, for the 3.0 teaser, we've had a lot of new characters being shown, and these characters are actually members of the Flame Chasers. So they are XP to all the Flame Chasers that exist in Honkai Backstory. There's a lot of lore going on there. I'm not going to expound on that too much, but essentially, this is very, very hype. This is Acheron level of hype and correlation to Honkai Impact 3rd when it came out. So you probably know that this happened. Honkai Impact 3rd knowers were like losing their goddamn mind when they saw, you know, the trailer for Acheron and all the blades and what happened to our homeworld. And this is the same level, just not Acheron, but like some of the most loved protagonists, or at least, yeah, allies from the Honkai Impact 3rd universe. So people are very, very hyped. And I want to go over that real quick because we do have some information regarding them, right? So here we have the Weaver caresses the golden thread and connects destiny. Aglaea, very cool. Golden blood fell to the ground as a distant prophecy resounded. The scions of the Chrysos heir gather here and embark, walking the path to Dayside. So they're trying to kill God, right? Most heroes' journeys in the universe are just dice's tosses. They threw on a whim, okay? Will your answer be any different and furious? Very cool. But what's most important here is that we don't have only Aglaea, because that's the only one that we had the name for so far. We also have the name for the other characters. The messenger travels through manifold paths and resides in harmony with the divine ordain. Tribi. So her name is Tribi. It's absolutely adorable. The thing is that for the Flame Chasers, I feel like because she's a little baby, she's most likely to be Grisio. Honkai Impact 3rd Grisio. That would be this girl, even if they look not super similar. So this is adult Grisio, but it's, oh, baby Grisio is right here, right? So I feel like that might be her. Now, the quote-unquote problem is that in part 2 of Honkai Impact 3rd, we also got a character called Senadina, or Senadia. And you can see the resemblance here. She has pretty much the exact same hair color. Now for the ears, it's a bit hard to say, but I don't think she has any elf ears. But to be fair, Grisio also doesn't have elf ears, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. So it's hard to tell. If she's supposed to reflect a Flame Chaser, I think she would reflect Grisio, because that's Grisio's role in the Flame Chasers. But she obviously looks like Senadia more. So yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not too sure, but she does look like a baby Senadina more than a baby Grisio. But yeah, now it might not be one-to-one. We might, you know, there might be more characters. But like if we're looking specifically at the Flame Chasers and we have to try and say, okay, this one is that one, this one is that one, this one is that one, then that would be Senadina. No, sorry, Grisio. But if it's more than just the Flame Chasers, then it could be someone like Senadina, because Senadina, as far as we know, right now, she's not a Flame Chaser, right? But even though there might be more than we can see, because there's lore incoming in the patches. Anyway, moving on from Tribi, we have next Anaxa. The scholars inquires about the prophecy and disrespects the gods. So this guy, to me, that should be Sue. So for Honkai Impact 3rd, that would be this guy right there. So he's like one of the best friends of Kevin, which was the protagonist from 50,000 years ago, essentially, to make it simple. It's like kind of the gray hair. Even the eye color seems to be similar. Sue is actually blind here. He lost his vision due to circumstances. And he did say this guy is actually capable of going through samsaras and seeing a variety of different worlds. And he said that, like, in some of the world he saw, like, in one of them it was a woman, in another world it was a tyrant. So I could see this Sue being, like, the tyrant, or potentially something like that. Now, the other thing that gives me vibes of, in terms of outfits, it kind of reminds me of another character in Honkai Impact 3rd, is one of the Shu member, and his name would be... It's not Baiji. This guy here. Kind of reminds me of this guy a little bit. Or Litost even, kinda. Here. So I kind of feel like it's a mix of all those three characters put together somehow. But he does look straight up evil here. Also, I have a question. Anaxa, what does that mean? Anaxa meaning... Anax is an ancient Greek word for tribal chief or lord, as in a military leader. And because we know there's a lot of Greece or Greek mythology look to it with all the column, the architecture, etc., I'm pretty sure this is probably derived from that word. Do we know what tribi mean? Tribi. Tribi meaning... very versatile and creative creatures. Yeah, we don't really have anything. Tribi, let's say Greece. No, we don't really have anything on that. So, yeah, there's nothing here. Now, moving on, we have Hyacine. The priest heals the sky and rebuilds the mystical realm. Very, very cool. She looks absolutely pretty. Now, in terms of pink hair, this could be Yai Sakura. It's hard to say. She doesn't have any bunny ears or anything like that, so who knows. Now, before I move on to the second batch, I will say, from what we see here, so here she's the weaver, caresses the golden thread, connects destiny. We know she's remembrance, but if we look at the other characters, the messenger travels through manifold paths and resides in harmony with the divine ordain. So that obviously means this is probably going to be a harmony characters. Here, the scholar inquires about the prophecy and disrespect the gods. So here, I feel like this is going to be an erudition character because he's supposed to be a scholar, if I had to guess from the lore that they give us. And finally here, the priest heals the sky and rebuilds the mystical realm. To me, obviously, that should mean she might be our future 5-star sustained character. It has been a while, so she might be her. Now, moving on to the second order, ordained that decreases air. Golden blood fell to the ground. It's the same test as before, so let's have a look. So here we have the heir apparent pursues strife and bathes in blood for the rightful crown. Midday. So the thing is, like, if you look at the different... if you look at the different flame chasers, it seems to be Kalpas, but I'm not entirely sure. It could also be Cosma. It could be a mix of the two. It's a bit hard to say. But I'm gonna say an adult, a more adult-like Cosma because of like the claws he has, but who knows. Now, he looks very cool. The text here is very brutal, right? It pursues strife and bathes in blood. To me, this screams destruction. So this might be a new one of them. Now, moving on, we have the cat girl. Her name is Cipher. She obviously is similar to Partophelis, which was also a cat girl. The flying shadow fleets and vaults over time's lies. Cipher, it's a very, you know, mystical name, or like it's about like, you know, secret codes and secrets and all of that. So she seems to be someone that like is in the shadows. I really hope she's gonna be a 5-star. I'm gonna cry if she's not. Please don't make her a 4-star. That said, I would expect her to be more of a hunt character. Because she's a cat girl, she's in the shadow, she's agile. So this gives me a vibe of someone like, what was his name? The guy we got? The shadow guy? Mose, yeah? So there we go. Now moving on to the next one, we have Castorice. The river of soul flows and grants the embrace of demise. Yeah, so this gives me massive Mobius feelings to her. The embrace of demise. This could be Nihility. I could see her being like a dot character. Oh, I realized she has a crown right there, which is very similar to Mobius. I think that confirms it. Mobius, see? She has like this little black crown on top of her face. A crown, or, you know, a circlet if you want to call it. And she has a similar thing on top of her head. So I think this means this is Mobius. Now, when it comes to the River Soul, so this is related to death, which, you know, something that's sad, that could be Nihility, unless it decides to go crazy and gets us like a you know, finality path out of nowhere, but I doubt it. The other thing that could work here, maybe she's gonna be a remembrance character, right? Demise, the memories, so maybe she would have a summon. Who knows, but like, man, she looks so pretty, oh my god. So, very, very exciting. Let me see if Castorice has any meaning. Castorice meaning. Nope, those are all leaks that I don't want to... Greece, maybe? Castoria is a city in northern Greece. It's a region of Western Macedonia. Okay. Alright. I wonder if it has any... The place of beavers? Okay. Alright, it's the beaver lady. There we go, now we know. And finally, we have Phainon. The hero remains nameless and engraves marks of eternity. So this is obviously Kevin Castellana. And as I was talking about before, he was the protagonist of 50,000 years ago. He essentially kind of became immortal, and he puts himself as a evil... Not really. Essentially, he had a solution to fix the problem, but it was very drastic. But essentially, he didn't have any other means. And so he wanted the protagonist to essentially beat him and found a better way to fix the issue. You can see here, he had like a demon form that looked very, very cool. So as you can see, that's clearly a Kevin XP here. And it's quite exciting because a lot of people really, really like him. I don't care that much about him, but whatever. So the hero remains nameless and engraves marks of eternity. I don't know, nothing here really yells a specific path. Just because I might say that he is remembrance. He also seems to be ice. To be fair, he might be like a destruction character, considering the lore that we had in Impact 3rd, so he could be a destruction. But you can see here, he has both like power over ice, but also his weapon is capable of doing like fire damage. So it's kind of hard to say. I'm not sure exactly which he would be. I could definitely see him being a destruction character, like a destruction ice maybe, so like an upgrade to Jingliu. And this guy would be a destruction fire, maybe, right? So that's what I think. There we go. So very, very exciting stuff. I'm super, super excited as a Honkai Impact 3rd enjoyer. I'm so hyped to get those characters. And obviously, we're going to be getting more. I'm kind of hoping that all of them are going to be 5 stars. I doubt it. I feel like if some of them are not 5-star, maybe Tribi would be a 4-star. Maybe Disco would be a 4-star. I hope not. Maybe Disco could be a 4-star. The other one gives too many 5-star vibes. But yeah, I hope they're all 5 stars. But then my wallet is going to be crying. Let me know what you guys think. Who has you the most interested in? Do let me know that in the comment. Love you. All that. Blah, 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 blah. Love you.